nangyari doon sa Senate version.
Hindi ko po masikmura yung nangyari na bakit natin ninakawan ng pondo yung mga mahihirap. How many Filipinos did not receive what they were supposed to receive?
839,463 households.
Yung budget naman po ninyo from NEP to GAA, tumaas po, di ba? From 207 billion to 245.
You are correct, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
But the problem is yung ating important project, yung
For peace.
4-piece na tapyasan.
Correct.
Now, we're here to look for the reason why natapyasan. Di po ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hindi po ba doon sa GAB2, which is a product of the House deliberation on the budget, hindi naman po natapyasan? Would that be correct?
Secrex, please answer the query.
No, Mr. Chair, we don't have a copy of that in the department. All we have a copy of will be the NEP, our NEP submission, and then we have the final GAA copy. In between, unfortunately, we don't have a copy of those things in the middle.
Mr. Chair, the Vice Chairman of the Committee on Appropriations is here. Maybe he can answer that question. Na yung ating House deliberation on the 4-piece fund, hindi natin binago as provided for in the NEP.
Yes, I confirm that.
Before Senior Vice Chair answer to make clarification on the query of Chairman Acop, let me acknowledge the presence of Congressman Idol, Senador Rodante Marcoleta, representing once again party list. Please proceed, Senior Vice Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I confirm that. Doon po sa third reading copy of the HGAB 2024, I can send you a screenshot. Line 55 po.
Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. Hindi po ba yung Senado rin, meron din silang proseso na kagaya natin? They come up with their own deliberation insofar as the NEP is concerned. Tama po. Yes. So, yung ating GAB2, yung kanila hindi natin nakikita. As the good secretary has stated. But makikita natin may tapyasan after the bicameral conference. Nandun natin nakikita yung malalaking mga pagbabago. Di po ba, Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chairman?
Please.
Well, Mr. Chair, as I had mentioned earlier, in this particular case, doon pa lang po sa Senate Committee report, nakita na po natin ang reduction po para sa program na to, yung 6.5 billion.
Thank you for the answer, Madam Vice Chair. So, hindi sa House nangyari yung pagtapyas. Nangyari doon sa Senate version. Ang problema, nagkaroon ng bicameral conference, pumayag yung House panel natin doon sa tapyas na yun. That should be the question. Kasi merong sa bicameral conference, may House contingent, may Senate contingent. Yun ang protocol eh. Even if I have not been there. Pero yun ang protocol. So, tayo, yung tinatanong ko kanina, complicit na rin kami sa pagtapyas eh. Dahil pumayag yung representative namin eh. Mr. Chair, di po ba? Mr. Secretary, tama po yung figures ninyo eh. But starting 2016, minsan lang kayong na-increase yung budget ninyo for 4-piece. That was in the year 2019. Tama po ba? From 88.1 to 89.7 or an increase of 1.6 billion. All the other years in 2017, ang increase po ninyo is 500 million. In 2021, 7 billion. At deficit in 2022, 8 billion. In-enumerate nyo ito kanina. 2023, 13 billion ang deficit ninyo, yung natapyas.
Yung natanggal.
Natanggal,
deficit,
yun.
yes.
And then in 2024, 6.5 billion. Tama po ba?
Correct. Mr.
Now,
Chair.
if we look at 2023, nung 13 billion yung natapyasan o natapyas sa budget ng 4Ps, there was a conditional special provision given by the President. Di po ba? Na yung pag-implement nito, it's with the condition. Babayaran dapat natin yung backlog natin ng 27 and 2018. It was a conditional veto on the utilization of funds for prior years' claims insofar as the 4Ps are concerned.
Yes, Mr. Chair, that's correct. And we were able to pay the prior years because of that.
Because of this provision.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
But kung titignan po natin, that was for 2017 and 2018. Natapyasan din kayo noong 2021 and 2022. Tama? Pero wala kayong backlog. Bakit?
Mr. Chair, that was what I explained a while ago. If you look at the 2020-2021 column ng deficit, zero, because there was really unutilized. During those times, COVID ho, so walang school, so the education grants weren't being paid. Number two, yung listahan ho, as mentioned, was being cleaned, so we didn't exhaust the 4.4. So I can only surmise that the good gentleman is correct that yung pagtapyas was based on our utilization nung 2020, 2021. If you look at the columns ng 2020, 2021, 2022, we did not incur as deficit despite the reduction because there were numerous issues. One, walang school. In portions of the school year wasn't complete, so walang pumapasok. So number two, hindi namin napuno. We were cleaning the list nung 2019 onwards, not 2020. We didn't exhaust the 4.4. So it's only nung 2023 talaga naming napuno, and that's why we wrote the committee asking the committee na sana, both committees, na wag nyo bawasan kasi we anticipate na we will need every single centavo from that appropriation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary. So, the problem is, in the next budget, paano natin masisiguro na hindi na matatapyasan tong 4Ps? Di po ba?
Well, I have, Mr. Chair, there's a room full of 4Ps advocates here who will definitely, I'm sure, help us champion the budget without cuts.
Chairman Akop, are you done? Kong JJ, please proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, if my understanding is right, Secretary, so itong 4Ps, hindi po ito tulad ng ibang mga social amelioration programs ng DSWD. Dahil nakabase po ito sa isang batas, programa po ito.
That is correct.
Ang layunin nito ay maiangat mula sa kahirapan yung mga benepisyaryo. Tama?
Maitawid sila
Maitawid.
mula sa kahirapan.
Okay. So maitawid mula sa
And to
kahirapan.
break intergenerational poverty.
So napakahalaga na hindi dapat naaantala ang pagbibigay ng benepisyo sa kanila.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Dapat yung matatanggap nila buwan-buwan, natatanggap nila yung assistant na dapat matanggap nila, natatanggap nila. Kasi oras na may pagkakataon na merong puwang o may gap doon sa buwan na hindi nila natanggap, pwedeng lumala yung level ng kahirapan nila.
Correct, Mr. Chairman. Yes.
So kumbaga, unting-unti po natin silang inaakyat, tapos mabutasan ka lang ng ilang buwan, babalik na naman sa stage 1 yon.
That's correct. Malulubog sa utang or so and so forth.
Kaya nga, hindi ko po masikmura yung nangyari na bakit natin ninakawan ng pondo yung mga mahihirap. Kasi dito lumalabas, merong 13 billion pesos na hindi natanggap ang mga benepisyaryo ng 4Ps. Sabi, kayo na po ang nagsabi, humingi po kayo ng 15 billion, nabawasan po ito ng 13 billion noong 2023. Ngayon, ang tanong ko, doon sa nabawas, ilang Pilipino ang hindi nakatanggap? Yeah, we're talking about the 9 billion. How many Filipinos did not receive what they were supposed to receive?
That's 839,463 households.
So can you imagine that? 839,000, did I get that number right?
Yes, 839,463.
839,463 households. So hindi lang po ito pamilya, households po ito. So sa isang household, ano po ang bilang ng DSWD na bumubuo na individual?
5 to 6.
So therefore 8,400 times 5, that's around 4 million Filipinos. 4 million Filipinos was deprived of that budget movement in 4Ps. I would like now to show a video. Because nung habang umiikot po ako sa distrito ko, tinatanong ko yung mga kababayan ko kung sino sa inyo ang 4Ps. At sinasabi nila kami. At habang tinataas nila yung kamay nila, tinatanong ko, ano ang naging problema ninyo? At hayaan na po natin itong babae magkwento, Sek, kung ano ba ang sitwasyon talaga sa mga barangay.
Ibigay po yung pangalan ninyo, saka edad, at saka tagasanan na po.
Ako si Leonardo Aguilir, 55 years old, taga-Kabay. Taga-Barangay Kabay, Quezon.
Yung concern niyo po na gusto yung ilapit kay Kong?
Ang concern ko po ay tungkol po sa Purpis. Sa Purpis po, ako po'y bali 1 year nang hindi na-payout, pero hindi po ako. Ako po kasi naging parang i-declare na non-core. Pero andun pa din po ako sa master list. Hindi po tulad ng mga first na nag-non-core na natanggal talaga sa master list. Pero kami po bali, ilan din po kami na non-core na nasa master list na hanggang ngayon po hindi pa kami nakakapiya.
Sino-sino po yung mga
Anyway, so
Ang
habang
akin po
naayos yung
natatandaan ay si
Sek,
Amalia.
ang pinaka-ud
si
nitong
Lola
kwento
Pilar.
ng
Sa
babae,
inyo po magkatanda, tatlo
simple.
lang po kayo na...
Lalo siyang 4Ps beneficiary.
Tapos
hindi niya alam kung bakit siya biglang nag-delist sa
Na-declare
listahan.
na non-core, pero labas
Habang
ng mas...
patuloy na tumatanggap, yung mga kasamahan niya sa barangay. Kaso lang, nung nalaman niyang na-delist siya, nandun pa naman yung pangalan niya sa master list. So hindi niya ngayon maintindihan bakit hindi siya nakakasama doon sa mga payouts kung ang pangalan niya naman ay nasa master list. So that happened for almost 1 year. And let's not forget that 1 year that when it happened, that was the year after the pandemic. So that begs a bigger question. How were people expected to come out of poverty coming from a pandemic? When everybody was expected na mas lumala pa yung level ng kahirapan nila, tapos sila bigla na lang madidelist, hindi mapapasama.
4 million pa.
Tapos may 4 million pang hindi natin nabigyan. So ang tanong ko ngayon, Sek, paano natin, is this because may listahanan tayong isinagawa? May bagong listahan? Kasi kung may bagong listahan na ginagawa, bakit naman naapektuhan yung mga taong technically ini-evaluate pa?
Mr. Chair, yan yung kanina hong pinaliliwanag namin na right after the listahanan 3, admittedly, it encountered so many problems. When they launched it, nagka-COVID, so may mga 600,000 na in the data na 700,000 na hindi talaga napuntahan. They were just not visited kasi physically yung mga surveyors hindi nakalabas. Merong portion na a big swath, yung nandyan sa timeline na around 1.3 that were just suddenly declared na non-poor. That's why we had to redo the list for the past since Sec Tulfo came into the department all the way to my time, and even up to now, may tinatapos pa kami. We're painstakingly making reconciliation of etong hindi napuntahan, yung mga nawala bigla sa listahan, and we're almost done. Ang gut feel ho namin, since ganyan yung kwento, it's either they're still part of those people waiting to be retroactively paid, kasi may mga nabayaran na tayo, or they're part of this 491,000 na sinusuri pa up to now.
O nga, so actually, nandun talaga yung problema. Kasi di dapat, Sec, may suggestion lang, nung inaayos nyo yung listahan ng 3, dapat hindi na nagtanggal ng mga tao doon sa listahan. Kasi sinabi nyo, inaayos nyo pa eh. So anong evaluation method ang ginamit ng DSWD para maging basihan, para ma-delist sila? Kasi ang kwento ng mga kabarangay ko dito sa Chaong, bigla silang na-delist. Although, sa master list, nandun pa naman yung pangalan nila.
Mr. Chair, yan yung kanina namin pinaliliwanag na when we got to even si Sec Tulfo, when he got to the department, they were using a proxy means test that was old. That wasn't relevant anymore post-COVID. So kaya ang laki ng numerong nadidilis. That's why the first intervention namin was one, put a based on the discussion with Congress people who were really bothered by it. We put a moratorium first. Wala munang delisting.
Okay, so
Delist sila.
yeah,
But Mr. Chair, unfortunately, we couldn't continue paying the grants kasi pag later on ma-determine silang non-poor will be violative of the law on the 4Ps and we might get an AOM from COA kasi we paid somebody who was initially said already na non-poor.
but can I just stop you there, boss? You were scared that baka magkaroon kayo ng AOM sa COA because bigla na-declare ng non-poor na nabigyan ninyo.
No, they were declared non-poor already.
And yet,
Oo,
nakapagbigay.
so ang
Kaso
ginagawa
lang dito, ang nangyari, boss, kabaliktaran. Yung mga mahihirap, hindi nakatanggap.
Mr. Chair, they could be falling in that area na nandun sa first two listahanan pero wala sa listahanan 3. Yan yung what we've been working on trying to match them one by one. It's an anomaly that none of us could explain. Listahanan 1, nandyan siya. Listahanan 2, and remember these listahanans happened even before our time.
Yes.
Listahanan 2, nandun siya. Then listahanan 3, nawala na lang siya bigla. And that's what we're trying to reconcile now and painstakingly going to each house, trying to figure out kung nasaan sila. We've managed to match some, and the data is in that presentation, but we're still 500,000 accounts to go pa.
Yeah. But so therefore, it still doesn't, are you saying that this is the justification for the budget slash?
I cannot speak for the slash, but what I can ascertain dun sa slash, if you look at the table, is because of our unutilized over the
No,
years.
but the unutilized was it a base per year or per half year utilization?
In the years of 2020 all the way to 2022, the unutilized was we can only assume they slash it because we weren't fully utilizing all
Because of COVID.
One, COVID, because walang school. So
Oo.
the education grants weren't being paid.
Oo.
Two, the list wasn't complete. So yung number of beneficiaries natin mababa. Marami talagang problema si listahan ng 3. That's why we're taking so much time fixing it.
Kasi kung ito kasi Sec yung sinusubukan kong i-reconcile dun sa statement. Kung may problema yung listahanan at saka yung supposed beneficiaries ng 4Ps, na alam naman natin yun ang beneficiaries, bakit pagdating sa National Expenditure Program, malaki ang hinihingi ninyong pondo kung hindi pa pala maayos at malinis yung listahan?
I can speak for the year that I asked for it.
Opo, yun na lang
Because
po
we were
muna.
confident na maaayos namin.
Okay.
In fact, that's why we wrote, and even in the budget hearing, we kept on repeating, during the July budget hearing, our obligation rate and our disbursement rate was this much. But I kept on assuring the Congress and the Senate na maaayos namin yan and full utilization yan come end of the year.
And you assume the position 2020.
3 of January 31.
Okay, so 2023, you assured us na your utilization would improve.
And it did.
Yes, and it did. And you also wrote a letter to Congress
And the Senate.
and the Senate requesting na hindi sana makat.
Yes.
Lumabas yung House version natin, maintained intact yung pera ng 4Ps. Now, I don't know what happened in the Senate, why all of a sudden 13 billion was slashed. But you had on paper request that your utilization would be effective enough para makatanggap yung mga beneficiaries nung pondo na dapat mapapakinabangan nila.
Correct.
Okay. But ang nangyari, meron tuloy na 13 billion na natanggal at dahil sa 13 billion na tanggal, merong 843,000 Filipino families, which is around 4 million poor Filipinos ang hindi nakatanggap dahil sa budget cut.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ayun ang malungkot. Ngayon, hindi ko alam kung paano natin ilalarawan ang isang sitwasyon na ninakawan natin ng isang mahirap. Kasi kalimitan, ang mga mayayaman ang ninanakawan. Kasi lang hindi dapat ninanakawan ng mahirap. Kasi wala na nga silang pera. Tatanggalan pa natin sila ng dapat nila matanggap. Sa palagay ko, hindi kaya ng sikmura ko yon, Sek. So, kung meron man kayong magagawang remedyo para naman maayos tong sitwasyon na ito, nagpapasalamat ako kay Congressman J.C. Abalos dahil he stood up strong in plenary to fight for this. Dapat talaga magawa natin ang paraan kasi tama yung sinabi nyo, may utang yung gobyerno dun sa 4 na milyong Pilipino.